Happy May, everybody, and welcome to my May Reset Planning video. If you're new here, hi, I'm so happy you're here. My name is Healthy Emmie. I'm a nutritionist and I'm a weight loss specialist, but also I'm passionate about simple living, minimalism, clean living, fulfilling living. And in today's video, I'm going to be planning what the month of May is going to be looking like and reflecting on what my goals were for April, whether or not I achieved them, and setting some goals for May as well. Health and wellness extends so far past just what the food on our plate is, and the way we do one thing is the way we do everything. So you see my approach to food is very clean and simple and nourishing, and you're going to see how as I look forward to May, I want May to look that way as well. So today we're going to be doing a little life update, what my theme is for the month of May, my May calendar in terms of what I have coming up, planning some vlogs for the month, the books I'm going to be reading, recapping all of my goals, and checking in with my April goals. Starting with a life update, yes, I am in a new place, but surprisingly not. It is white, it is bright, it is light, it is simple, it is minimalistic. I sold my house. I sold my house in the month of April, and now I'm living in the city with my boyfriend. We're so excited to be here in the city of Boston. And it feels really nice, to be completely honest with you, to not be a homeowner. Well, not technically yet. My house is under contract and closing will be at the end of May, but it's going to feel really nice to be out of the housing market. The housing market, I felt very tied down. I had this huge property and there's a lot of money that's wrapped up in that. And it just feels nice to kind of be out of the housing game, which is so unpredictable and erratic, and to just be renting for now is something that feels aligned for me. It feels light, it feels freeing. So we're so excited to be here. And I had told you last month that my goal was to just move in, and I did that, and I am here in my new office in our new apartment. Now talking about my theme for the month of May, May is the month of yes. I told my boyfriend I'm going to say yes to every single thing that he wants to do this month, which means I'm getting out there, we're being social, we're going to eat places, we're doing this, that, and the other. I'm saying yes to everything. As somebody who is a self-proclaimed workaholic and is in a relationship with somebody who also loves his work dearly as much as we love one another, we can get very wrapped up in what we do for work, and we tend to be hermits that just want to work all the time. And so this is going to be really fun for him to suggest things for me to do, and I'm saying yes to everything. That is my goal for the month of May, is to say yes to every invitation that I get and watch my world expand. As far as what May is looking like with trips, my mom and I are going on our trip to the Caribbean. You may have seen in a past vlog, my mom has retired after 40 plus years of nursing. It has always been on her bucket list to see the teal, clear blue water of the Caribbean. And so as a retirement gift to her, I got us a trip, the two of us, because we're best friends. She truly is my best friend. And if I'm not her best friend, then I'm redacting this trip from her and I'm taking somebody else who actually cares about me. We're truly best friends. And so we're headed to the Caribbean this month to celebrate her retirement. Really looking forward to that. So my goal for the trip with my mom to the Caribbean is to come back from that trip feeling completely fulfilled. What I don't want is to come back with a vacation hangover. I don't want to be tired and need a vacation after my vacation and feel sick and bloated and like I ate a bunch and just didn't move. I don't want to feel like that. I want to come back feeling physically nourished. I want to feel rested. I want to feel that I've made really strong memories with my mom that I'm going to carry with me for the rest of my life. I want to feel that I got that oxytocin flowing when I was with her, that hormone that bonds us with one another. And I want to feel like I was fully present when I was there in the Caribbean. So how am I going to make that happen? Because, this is an elusive goal, and we tend to set elusive goals that it's like, okay, but how are you actually going to achieve that? I'm going to eat in a way that makes me feel nourished, which means I'm going to stay present with my meals. I'm going to eat light throughout the day. And when I say eat light throughout the day, I don't mean that I'm not going to eat, trust me, your girl can eat and my mom never misses a meal. But what I mean instead is, instead of sitting down and eating all of these vegetables and all these potatoes in one big sitting, instead I'm going to eat more frequently throughout the day. And I'm really going to be in touch with my hunger fullness cues, because I'm going to be on the beach and I'm going to be in a bathing suit and taking walks. And so I want to sort of do a drip feeding approach where I just kind of feed myself throughout the day, really savor each bite, chew each bite, taste each bite, and not eat in such a transactional way, but in a more slow going way. Also, the foods that I'm eating when I'm there might be a little bit more processed, eating probably some more sandwiches and breads and pasta, because we will be traveling. And in that case as well, really wanting to slow down and check in with myself as I'm eating foods that, I don't eat as often when I'm at home, or eating less of the foods, eating less vegetables than when I eat when I'm at home. So I'm going to have to really be in tune with myself. I also want to take plenty of photos when I'm there. And it's funny because there's the false belief that if you take photos, it means that you're not present in the moment. I strongly disagree with that, because I remember things better when I have the photo to look back on. And the way that I'm going to make it so that I'm present while I'm taking these photos is to take a photo of a moment as opposed to making a photo into a moment. So the moment comes first, and then I take the picture just to remember it. And I do this with my boyfriend all the time. I'm like, I just want to remember this moment, and I just take a photo of him. And we're going to do the same thing with my mom. Let the vacation fall as it's going to and flow as it's going to, and document it along the way, as opposed to where's the next photo opportunity, which I know is something that is very common in the influencer world. And so I want to steer clear of that. And then I have another trip at the end of the month, my boyfriend's birthday / Memorial Day, my parents and us, so my boyfriend, myself, Healthy Mommy and Healthy Dad, we are headed down to visit his parents. They live in a different state. And so we're all going to stay at his parents' house, the house he grew up in, for Memorial Day weekend. So those are the two things that I have on my radar for May. May is very busy. I've just moved in and I have all these social gatherings with friends, and then those two big trips. So my goals are going to sort of be built around what's going on there. As far as what my goal is for that trip, my goal is to make core memories on that trip. Memories that, I often think either I'm a very old soul, or I made it to age 85 and then somebody gave me a new lease on life and let me go back to the beginning, because I have such clarity in the reality that I'm living in right now, which is I'm living in the good old days. And perhaps it's because I hear my mom talk so much about the good old days when her parents were alive and, all my grandparents were alive. And I can see the nostalgia that she has for it. I actually learned something interesting about the word nostalgia recently, that it means memory in pain. And that's why nostalgia, it kind of burns your heart a little bit. Something along those lines with where it comes to etymology. I think that's, honestly, I just pulled the word etymology out of sophomore year of high school in my brain. Wow. A little impressed with myself. I'm not quite sure the etymology, but I saw something along those lines recently. But anyway, I have such clarity in the reality that I'm currently living in the good old days that I live as if I was given the day back. So I'm going to live that trip as if I was on my deathbed and my parents weren't around anymore. And they said, you can relive one weekend of your life. And I'd say, bring me back to that trip with my parents and my significant other's parents. And I'm going to pretend like it's the second time that I'm living it, and I can really just enjoy it without the anxiety of what the future might look like. Anybody with me on that? The way that I'm going to make those core memories is I'm going to take in the 5 senses while I'm there. So when I'm in a moment that's like, you just feel so fulfilled, I'm going to, in my mind, note what I can see, what I can taste, what I can smell, what I can touch, and what I can hear, so that I can really fully be present in that moment and just sear it into my memory. And I'm also going to take photos with the same sort of energy that I talked about for my last photo goal. As far as video planning goes, I have so much going on in terms of going and hosting and all of that this month that it's a lot of opportunities for vlogs and, eating in social situations. So I'm having one of my best friends lives right down the road from us, which is amazing. And she and her boyfriend, they live together down the road. So they're coming over tonight and it's Cinco de Mayo. So Feliz Cinco de Mayo. And I'm gonna have them over and we're gonna make Mexican food and I'm vlogging it. So you will be able to see that vlog. I'm gonna film everything that we're making. So that's video 1. Vlog number 2, my parents are coming over on Sunday. Today's Friday. They're coming over on Sunday for lunch. So I'm gonna film what I'm making for them and for all of us to have for lunch. We'll probably film my mom and dad's monthly reset that day as well. I'll go pick them up, probably film it at their house, and then I'm going to bring them back here and we'll have lunch here. I'm going to film when my mom and I go to Turks and Caicos because I know people would I know people would love that, and I would love to have those memories too. I have all the vlogs from when she visited me in Australia when I was living there, so it's really cool that I have that documented. And then for when we go and visit my boyfriend's family, I of course don't want to have my camera out in their house, filming what I'm eating in their home. That's very intrusive to their privacy. So I think what I might do instead is I might take photos of everything that we're eating, just snap a photo. And then when I come back to Boston, sit down just like I am right now and show the photos and kind of walk through everything that we ate as a family while we were there, because I know people will be interested. And how did you navigate that? I know your parents eat SOS and you eat SOS. So when you went to somebody else's house and you stayed there, how'd you navigate it? I think people would be interested in that. Leave me a comment and let me know. Now let's talk about the books that I'm going to be reading this month. The first is one of my best friends, Michaela, who you've seen on the channel before. She and I are now co-reading together. We call each other every week. We have a set time every week that we call each other. And we decided, why don't we read something side by side and discuss it on our calls? Because we could talk, we just could gab all day long, but we also want to have it be productive in terms of our self-development, our relationship. And so we're reading Deep Work this month. This was her decision, so we're switching every month what we're reading. So we're going to read Deep Work by Cal Newport. My mom and I are also going to co-read a book when we're on vacation. I thought it would just be lovely if she and I could read the same book while we're on vacation and then discuss it, when we're at dinner or walking on the beach. We have the type of relationship where we could talk about anything, do anything together, and I think this would be a really beautiful thing to do. So I suggested we read The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. He wrote The Untethered Soul, which is a tremendous book that I can't recommend highly enough. All of my books that I recommend, by the way, are linked below on my Amazon affiliates link. So if you look in the down bar and it says products mentioned in this video, all of my favorite books are on there for self-development. I haven't read this one yet, but I think this will be great for us to read together. And then for my book club with my girlfriends that I've been friends with for a million years, literally since we were 5 years old, we are reading Things We Leave Unfinished. And that's a novel. And I also forgot to mention that my significant other and I are reading a book together. We are going to do a book a month together, and he chose the book for this month. So he chose Good to Great by Jim Collins. Don't know anything about it, but we're going to read that one side by side. So recapping my goals for this month, I'm going to say yes to everything that my boyfriend wants to do. I'm going to come back from my Caribbean trip feeling fulfilled in every sense of the word. I'm going to make core memories on my family trip over Memorial Day. I'm going to film Caribbean videos. I'm going to gather photos from the trip with my family on Memorial Day and make a video about those. And then I'm going to read Deep Work, co-read with my mom, and then also read Things We Leave Unfinished. And then looking back at my April goals were very simple. I wanted to sell my house, did it, which by the way, sold the house. Well, I accepted an offer fell through. That was stressful. And then I got another offer and accepted that offer. And it's under contract now. So should be closing at the end of May. And then I will turn in my badge of being a homeowner and be in the renting territory, which I'm actually very happy about. And I know people will be like, no, what are you doing? It's my life. I'm doing what I want to do. And yeah, those are my goals for April, was just to move in here and to get settled. And I also said that I perhaps was going to get a makeup case, and I did get a makeup case. And I also bought my vlog camera, which I'm going to be using this month when we go on our trip. So what is your theme for May going to be? I would love to know. Let me know in the comments. Make sure you subscribe so you can see next month's reset. I love you, honeys, and I'll see you in my next one.